We're going to learn about representative government, how the colonists created a representative government, and what it means. In short, representative government is when lots of people vote for one representative who makes the laws for them. Representative government is better than other forms because everybody gets a voice in the vote. It's more fair than having one person, like a king, decide all the laws. People can vote for the smartest person in the area and have that person make the laws, while everybody else can live their lives and trust that their representative has their best interest at heart. We're going to talk about Jamestown Colony, which was founded in 1607 for economic gain. It was the first permanent English colony, and they had some hard times starting out. The Native Americans at first were very kind and taught the colonists how to farm tobacco and how to grow corn. But the colonists were not trustful, and they built a fort and began killing the Native Americans as they took more and more land. The Native Americans noticed that the people were killing them, and so they struck back. At this time, the colonists of Jamestown elected John Smith to be in charge, but he was a harsh ruler with strict rules and terrible punishments, and the people had no say. It's around this time that we need to talk about Charles de Montesquieu, who said that one man shouldn't have all the power. Instead, power should be divided into three branches. The executive branch, which has one person as the leader, in our case the president. The legislative branch, which has many people argue and vote on the laws in representative government. And the judicial branch, which is separate from the other two and judges the laws. The Jamestown colonists had heard of Montesquieu's ideas, and they were familiar with the British Parliament, so they created a new legislature called the House of Burgesses. As the colony grew after the first rough years, when it was so bad that they started eating each other, they got more and more people. As the population grew, they needed a new way to govern themselves. So they voted for representatives and filled the House of Burgesses to make laws for their colony. It's also called an assembly. Other colonies took notice of the House of Burgesses and tried to copy that. So the House of Burgesses is an example to other legislative bodies in the colonies and helps bring representative government throughout all 13 colonies. One colony, Massachusetts, was ruled by a very strict Puritan government. The Massachusetts Assembly only allowed Puritans to vote, but a man named Thomas Hooker thought it was unfair and left Massachusetts to create a new colony called Connecticut. Thomas Hooker wrote a new government for Connecticut named the Fundamental Orders of Connecticut, and it allowed any man, regardless of religion, to vote. It was a better form of representative government, and it gave people more rights and religious freedom. So students might wonder, what do I need to know about representative government? Well, you need to know 6 things. Number 1, Jamestown was the first permanent colony in the New World, established in 1607. 2, you need to know that Montesquieu created the idea of separation of powers into 3 branches. 3, Virginia created the House of Burgesses to make laws, and it was a representative assembly. 4, the House of Burgesses was a model for other colonial legislators. 5, Thomas Hooker wanted people to have more rights, so he created the colony of Connecticut. 6, the Fundamental Orders of Connecticut gave people more rights and religious freedom. If you can remember those 6 things, you'll do awesome in U.S. history. Great job.